The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guest, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Broadcasting to you on WNN 1470 AM and TrentoVision.tv from the world's leading think tank laboratory, buried deep in an undisclosed building in hostile territory where evil and corruption is exposed. You're about to enter the Tom Trento Show.
Here we go. And judging by the script, today's script for the show, such as it is a script, judging by the script for the show, folks, today, Flag Day, June 14th, Friday, 2013, there's 3 reasons why you don't want to leave your automobile or your radio. You don't want to leave the screen. You're watching TrentoVision.tv. You're listening on WNN 1470. 3 reasons why you want to stay there for the next hour and grab everything we have for you, because in just a few moments, one of our regulars, and she writes books. How about that? That's pretty cool, huh? Writing books. One of our regulars will be with us, Skyped in from an undisclosed location. You're going to have a chance to hear Diana West once again. Let's give the future guest of ours in a few minutes, Diana West. She'll be here. And then after Diana West, keep the clapping, boys, keep the clapping. After Diana West, Ron Wexler, Skyping in. Oh, we got an audience clapping.
Yeah, we have a studio audience today, Tom.
A second reason why you want to make sure you watch this show, listen to this show today. Ron Wexler, Skyping in from Israel. As you know, we're in a 5-part series, Israel in the Line of Fire. We're going through a whole host of issues that confront the United States national security apparatus and Israel's national security apparatus, and all with the intent of having you come on a trip with us to Israel, September 30th through October 10, 11, 12, depending on the package that you get. But this last day, 5th part, Ronnie's going to be here in a little while, Skyped in from Israel, and we're going to tell you why you must come. That's the second reason. The third reason. Oh, there it is.
Silence! I kill you!
It's Jumpin' Juma.
Juma Freaky Friday!
Let's try that over again. The third... No, wait a minute.
No.
I'll give you the cue. The third reason... See, I build it up a little bit. The third reason why you want to be here for this whole show during the radio and the television side is because it's Jumpin' Juma Freaky Friday.
Silence!
That's what it is. Abdullah, you with us?
Oh, I am here today.
Did you go to your synagogue today?
That is not funny. Tom.
Oh, okay. Where do you go? You don't go to a synagogue on Fridays?
You know I do not go to synagogue.
Oh, okay. Where'd you go?
I went to mosque.
Oh, how was it? What did you learn about today?
What did we learn? We learned the greatness of Allah, the terribleness of Christians, and the horribleness of Jews.
Oh, just regular day of the mosque.
Yes.
Okay, I get it.
And I got to work on my Zubaydah.
Yeah.
Your Zubaydah?
Zubaydah.
My Zubaydah.
What is that? Tell the audience, huh? You know,
it is the bump on my head from praying so hard.
This kind of thing like this.
So when you bang your head on the ground, repeatedly to get a bump on your head and a bruise on your head, is that what you're talking about?
Absolutely. That and combined with a little bit of the rug burn from the prayer rug, it make a nice reddish purple bump.
I got a question. I got a question for you, Imam. Showing the soles of the feet is offensive.
Is that Mark?
Yes, that's
terribly,
Mark.
terribly offensive.
People want to see me. Yes, they want to see me.
That is why we throw shoes at your president.
Well, I got a question, okay? When you go into a mosque and you have line after line after line and you go bang your head on the floor like you do, don't you put your face right in someone else's feet and butt every time? I mean that's just got to be disgusting.
Oh, you mean the mechanics?
Yeah, the mechanics. I mean, what is up with that? Why would you want to put your face into someone else's feet?
That is good question. I have really not thought of that.
Well, they do ablution. They wash their whole body.
I tell you what, every time I've been into a mosque, though, it smells.
It has a foot. It has a TSA smell.
It's got that stanky foot odor.
When you go into TSA,
Are you blasphemizing?
I'm just saying, whatever.
Are you
blasphemizing? I'm just saying.
we do know this. We do know that one of the etiquettes of the Sharia for entering a mosque is, particularly for Italian people. I mean, I could be offended at this, and we have some guests here, Italian people. But Abdullah, you tell us. We are kind of
Are you
fond.
speaking of your favorite foods?
Yes.
Yes. Do not enter the mosque until the odor has vanished from your mouth.
What odor?
What
might
odor
that
are you
be?
talking
Oh,
about?
garlic for
Garlic.
the most part, my
you know that?
Italian friend.
Did you know we have an
That's
Italian
offensive.
guest here?
Yeah, you can't.
One of the rules in entering a mosque, you can't have the odor of garlic.
Very
emanating
stinky,
from
very
it.
stinky.
Yeah.
But anyway, on Jumpin' Juma Freaky Friday, we give a nod to our Muslim friends, particularly the jihadis. They get all jihaded up and go out and try to kill people or do crazy things. And we're challenging those kinds of ideas worldwide, not just here in the United States. And we're exposing it. And we do that with some pretty serious content and a little bit of ridicule, because we know how much Muslims love ridicule and sarcasm and all of that.
Yeah,
Get with it, guys, okay? You know, my mother taught me as a kid, sticks and stones will break your bones, but names will never hurt you. Somebody calls you a name, so what?
But
I
that's,
stick you.
Okay.
I kill you.
That was
I kill
good.
you, I kill you. Yeah, that is what would happen. But one more thing, Abdullah, before we get into the material here. I'm a Christian, and my faith book, the Holy Bible,
Yes.
Old New Testament, particularly the New Testament, particularly Jesus' teachings, says that praying in public. In fact, in the New Testament, there are proscriptions against praying in public.
That is ridiculous.
Jesus and the apostles
We
say,
pray 5 times a day. How can you possibly be in private
just listen.
5 times a day?
There's no need to show what kind of religiosity you have. Your religious relationship is between you and God. It's the only person that it's important to know. You don't have to stand on the corner, and it goes on to say, as some who want everyone to see them praying do, which reminds me of you guys. But what it does say is for Christians is we're supposed to be in an attitude of prayer 24 hours a day. So we're never out of prayer. There's never a specific time. It's prayer time now. We are constantly in communication.
So
with
you're
God.
saying you're
How's
just
that work
good
for you?
Christian all the time. See, we get to...
No, the more you are in an attitude of prayer, the more you see you're not a good Christian.
Well, they're in jihad all the time, so
Jihad all the
I
time.
guess
Hey,
the
watch
same
it.
thing.
I
Same
guess.
thing.
Oh,
I guess.
full of Islamophobia today.
dig that.
Yes. Well, what we do is we pray the 5 times a day, and which allows us to commit as many sins as we like in between
Well,
prayers.
It's very ironic because your scriptures teach that the Juma prayer is the highest of all the
Most
all
important.
the days and all the 5 times a day.
Most
So
important.
this afternoon one, noontime, 1
Huge.
o'clock, every Friday.
Parking lot overflowing.
Well, you know why?
Time to get their
Because-
jihad on. Yeah.
Because you're a theology teachers, and you know this. I don't have to tell you this, but I'm telling our Muslim friends that are watching. Your theology teaches that if you go and you get there on time, and if you are a male who's capable of attending mosque, you have an obligation to go, or you could be cast into perdition. I don't know if you know that, our Muslim friends who want to play games at being a Muslim in America. You can't play games with a theology that's 1,400 years old, dictatorial, authoritative, and theocratic. You're either in or you're out. If you're in America and you want to be in, then you've jumped back to the 7th century. You can't have 1 foot in the 7th century, 1 foot with an iPhone. It doesn't work. You'll be in an existential crisis all of your lives. But you know what? We're here to help walk
That's
you
like
out
the
of
hokey
that.
pokey. Shake it all about, you know?
We're here to help you out of that and to be a true American. And, if you want to worship Allah any way you want, all of that, that's fine. But don't kid yourself. Be an American. That's the important thing. And our challenge on Jumpin' Juma Freaky Fridays, we don't hate Muslims. We tell you that a million times. We do not like the system. the jihad system, the theological system, the authoritative system of Islam. And what's so big about that? You may not like Christianity.
We hate it.
This is a free country, Abdullah. We are in a free country, at least for
now.
at least for now. So
I don't like
your
are
system.
the majority.
You don't like my system. We're going to kill each other. We're going to discuss it and debate it.
I doubt that most of you Christians will come killing us.
No, we don't do that stuff.
But we would certainly do that to you.
Yes. All right. Well, you know what?
That's the reason the Tea Party loves him, because he's just so honest.
Yeah, he's so
so
honest.
honest,
He's
and
so
they do.
Speaking of the Tea Party, let's welcome those guys, Tim and
Tea Party
Ken Crow,
Community.
TeaPartyCommunity.com. 125,000 people on Tea Party Community, and if you want to join a community, it's very similar to Facebook, except it's pro-American, pro-Constitution, pro-Israel, anti-Obama. If you want to join a great community,
Who would join that?
yeah, there's 125,000 people, TeaPartyCommunity.com, and these wonderful folks put our show on their homepage every day, 5 o'clock East Coast time, and watch the show. And we've got great fans and friends at Tea Party Community. If you'd like to help keep this extravaganza, TrentoVision, the United West going, we appreciate any donation. We're looking for a team of people giving $25 a month. You can go to TrentoVision.tv.
It's a mitzvah.
Yes, it is. Or you can go to theunitedwest.org. Little button says donate securely. Please do that from the bottom of our heart. We're doing tremendous programming. We've got specials lined up. Our investigative work, some is seen, some is not seen. And, our budget is less than that of some of the folks out there. Their salary. We operate on pennies. We make magic things happen. Be sure to watch every weekday, 6 a.m. to 9. Brian, Craig, Steve Kane on WNN, our flagship station, broadcasting out of Boca Raton, 50,000 watts. And go to our website, theunitedwest.org. The guys are telling me to follow us on Twitter. We're at The United West. So if you go to Twitter, twitter.com, and go to at The United West, you'll see all of our tweets. Sign up, and we will tweet the hell out of you. You know that? Because we do some cool stuff. Go to our Facebook page, please, theunitedwest.com. Like us there. And
TheUnitedWest.org.
No, the Facebook page, UnitedWest.com. And the website is theunitedwest.org. What are we doing? Oh, this thing here. Oh, there we go. Get that out of there. That was in the way. All right, I got it out of there. It disappeared. I had a, costume malfunction? I had a costume malfunction.
Yes,
wardrobe malfunction.
Wardrobe,
There it is.
please.
I had a wardrobe. You want to say wardrobe malfunction?
Put that away, Janet.
Okay.
Say that 10 times.
And go to youtube.com, The United West. Subscribe so you get all of our great stuff. All right. We've been talking for the past couple of days about the trip to Israel and the importance of all Americans that have a heart, a concern for Israel. And it could be on a religious end. You can be religious Jewish people, religious Christian people, and go to the other religions. Sooner or later, not yours yet. Well, yours actually intersects in Israel, in Jerusalem.
Arkud.
If Muslims want to come on this trip, that's fine. They have to be. Everybody gets vetted by guess whom? Guess who vets the people coming on our trip?
You do.
It goes a little higher than me, a little above my pay grade. How about the IDF? Okay.
All right.
Everybody going on this trip will be vetted by the Israeli government. Ron Wexler, who puts these tours together, doesn't just take anybody that wants to go on the trip. You gotta check out, and if you got background problems, it may be a little problem for you coming on the trip, but that assures that the 60, 70 people that are going to be coming are surrounded by solid folks who have a love for Israel, love for America, want to learn more about Israel. Not only maybe the religious stuff, that's going to be part of it. Bill Murray's with us, he's a pastor. But the national security stuff, Frank Gaffney, myself, the historical stuff, Bill Federer. Then when we get over there, Dr. Barry Rubin, will be teaching some of the evening presentations. Dor Gold, former ambassador. There's a whole host of people. We'll get into that with Ronnie later on. But in terms of putting the elements together as to why you should come on this trip, we, the United West / TrentoVision, we've been dealing with this hot news item for the past week. We've been referring to Edward Snowden as a little Eddie Snowjob. It just, folks, I gotta tell you, it doesn't pass. He doesn't pass the smell test for me. He says that
I want you to bring this up with Diana.
No, we're gonna talk to her about it.
Yeah, she's gonna eviscerate
I'm gonna
you.
bring her up. No, we're.
Oh no!
He's gonna
I
eviscerate
can't
you,
wait.
Tom.
I can't wait. 'Cause I'm really into this one.
Facts are facts. Facts are facts. Well, let's bring her in
she's,
right
she's
now.
dying to chomping at the bit. She's chomping at the bit to speak
Diana
here.
West. Let's give her a good
Yay,
United West. Welcome for Diana West. Hi, Diana. How are you?
How you doing, Diana?
Hi, Tom.
Now I'm
I
gonna-
promise not to eviscerate anyone on Freaky Juma Friday.
No, that's when the eviscerating takes place. Actually, Jumpin' Juma Freaky Friday.
Yes.
You got to get it right. Let's practice.
Jumping, Juma, freaky. Hold on, you want to do the whole sound? Yeah, we'll do the whole thing. Hold on.
Here we go.
Introducing Diana West on our
Tom.
Jumping.
Wait. He's gonna put it.
Trying to do three different things at once, you know.
She can't see it. I don't think.
No, I don't.
Oh, she
I don't
can't
think
see
she
it.
can.
All right, I'll
But
see.
it's fine. She'll see it on the replay.
I'll watch later.
Okay.
Yes. Watch on Friday.
All right. Today it is.
No, after
Very
Friday.
good.
All right, ready? And today is.
Jumping Juma Freaky.
Hey, you have
Me
to
too?
watch too. No. We
All
were
right.
late on the.
Go ahead.
Technical malfunction.
Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready now.
Okay, tell me when you're really ready.
Okay.
Tell me when you're really ready.
Hold on.
All right?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Hey, welcome everybody to Jumpin'
Jumpin'
Juma
Juma
Freaky
Friday.
I kill you. 5 cars just pulled off of I-95. What the hell was that about? All right, anyway, hi Diana. Nice to have you here.
Great to be
We
back.
figured we'd rattle your brain as you enter this Friday evening. How have you been? You have a hot book out, American Betrayal.
Can I show it?
And
Yes.
I have
Yes.
to until today.
a little higher, lift it a little higher. There
A
it
little
is.
higher. There, a little higher. American Betrayal.
Let's get a quick update. We know you've been running around promoting it. CJ is working her way through it. I'm about to start it, and
There we have it on full
there it
screen
is.
for you.
We got it on full screen for you.
Yes.
Excellent.
The secret assault on our nation's character.
Yes,
That's it.
Diana
That's it.
West.
Let's hear.
Well, no, it's been very exciting, getting a very rousing response, been selling very strongly. My publisher had to go back for a quick reprint, which is always exciting.
Really?
It's good news.
How many copies? Initial copies?
I
sold?
haven't gotten any mainstream media. This is all little elves out there and wonderful people talking about it, doing radio spots and hitting our friendly areas. Although I did get a very nasty write up in Novosti,
Oh.
a Russian propaganda agency. So that was fun.
So are we going to start being nice to her now, or what?
Well, let's do this. For people that don't know about this book, and this is some serious work, folks. 2 things. Give us a quick overview of the book, and then tell us where they can read sort of a synopsis of the book, something that would entice them to say, "All right, I got to get it."
Basic mechanism of the book, which in some ways gives everyone kind of an aha sense of what it could possibly be without really knowing, is since the fall of the Soviet Union, when we saw the intelligence, the secret Soviet cables, when we saw those archives open briefly in the early 1990s, that information confirming hundreds of American traitors in our government, working in our government in the 30s and 40s in particular, has been confirmed and piling higher than the sky. It has not, until American Betrayal, been woven into our own general history. So in other words, what these traitors did while they were in very strategic, highly placed positions in the White House, the Congress, the OSS, the CIA, and so on, what they did has not really been told. It is what I consider lost history. So this book attempts to stitch it all back together it shows how our government lied to us about communist ideology even during World War II, which we think of as our golden moment. And I draw parallels to the present time when our government once again is lying to us, this time about Islam. So
Okay.
that's kind of the nutshell that everything is.
Now it sounds like, and even if you're not well informed, you know there was Soviet activity, communist activity. Not just you know it because you've read it, but common sense says that other countries are going to try to infiltrate, penetrate the structures of the United States.
Right.
So no one ever found all these pieces of the puzzle that were lying around. You found them, and then you assembled this puzzle in a coherent way so that it has a message.
Well, exactly. I mean, it's essentially has been a forked history. It's sort of like we have the intelligence history, and the books have been piling up, and we have the general history, the biographies of Eisenhower, the stories of World War II, the Cold War, and so on. But to graft them together in any kind of comprehensive way has not been done before. And it's frankly rather shocking that it hasn't. But part of that, the reason, goes to the subtitle, The Secret Assault on Our Nation's Character. If, as I argue, we were subverted by this penetration, we learned not to see it. We learned not to think about it. We learned not to talk about it. As we are watching today with regard to Islamic penetration, we learn not to talk about it, the government scrubs it, and so on. These things are very much happening in parallel in the past and now in real time. But because we were so penetrated, it was almost as if the elephant in the room could never be described. And I think that is part of the reason that I could come along. I'm not a historian, I'm a journalist. I could come along and sort of notice that there was a very big disconnect between these two completely connected parts of our history. But again, due to subversion, we've been taught to ignore it.
So it's this is scary, folks.
It's scary.
Yeah, I mean, there's a systemic problem. There's a
Right.
problem with the system, Diana's saying.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm sure you would like that, Abdul. In the United States, where we turned a blind eye, or we make
We're turned or we turned. It's both.
or we make excuses for this stuff that's going on that is detrimental to the continuation of the republic as it ought to be. Well, some of it's in the past, so we go, okay. But her point right now is it's happening. It's happening right now with the Islamic assault. And what an appropriate day to talk about that. Give us a little. Is there a place people can go to? You have this up on your website, a little synopsis.
Yeah. Yes, I have lots of information. Their reviews are starting to come in, and I have lots of Q&As and interviews, all at my website, dianawest.net. And it's interesting to me because the book makes a lot of quite sensational charges.
Yeah.
And what I've been surprised about a little bit in the initial reaction, people are ready to hear it.
Right.
I'm not getting, I assume I will get pushback, particularly from the left, but in terms of even challenging the notions of World War II that we all have held since it happened, I'm finding a lot of people writing to me. I've gotten a lot of great letters, which I'm also posting at my website in a reader's corner, where people are saying, now it makes sense because
right.
I'm not discovering anything that wasn't already in plain sight. That's the thing. It's not like I invented anything here. I didn't invent the wheel. It's all there. It was just a matter of picking it up and putting it in the right chronology. Cool. And then once you do that, this terrible pattern emerges, which is why it's called American betrayal. The people who are betrayed are us. It's we the people. We've been betrayed by our leadership for decades, and it's happening again.
All right, go to dianawest.net, and it's up we had it up on the screen. Mark, you had a question or a thought?
Yeah, I have a bunch of questions for you, actually, but I'll just limit it to one.
One, because I want to get into some other stuff with that.
Real quick, your book is strictly fact-based, or do you follow the lives of characters, or what is the book more of a faction, or is it mainly just straight fact?
The book is told in the first person as I experienced this shocking new way of looking at our past. I was as shocked at what I found as I expect readers will be. And so in a sense, because it was such a orientation, it's like turning history on its head, honestly. Nothing is as you thought it was.
That's really
And because I was finding this, I actually take the reader through the layers as I found them, because it is such a excursion down the rabbit hole, and you can't, I was not up to such a challenge to present it in a straightforward way. It almost had to be presented almost as a detective story. I told my editor, I think of it as investigative history. Right. It's kind of like, well, if this is the case, then let me look over here and see if this is the case. And so it's just peeling the layers. And so I think it actually makes it more accessible for people, and also will give them enough background to know what I know at the end of the 4 years of research. So right. it is kind of user-friendly in that way. In fact, I was very happy Brad Thor, the great thriller writer, actually has publicly stated that it is like reading a political thriller.
Yeah,
it has that kind of structure.
That's a pretty good compliment.
That's a big compliment from Brad Thor.
It was huge. I was very thrilled. Yeah.
And the first person is such a tough thing to write in.
So that begs the question.
Yeah.
Who's going to play Diana in the movie?
The Diana the movie.
The movie, yeah. Who's going to play you in the movie? That's what we want to know. I will tell it before we do that. Who would you like to play you in the movie?
Angelina
Jolie.
Play me?
Angelina Jolie.
No crazy people.
No crazy people, right?
Okay. And Angelina Jolie is a crazy one.
No, I think Angelina Jolie.
Roseanne Barr.
No.
There we go.
Hey,
Angelina Jolie.
Right. No, I could see narrating a 12-part, history series or something, and visiting all the sites that I write about throughout Europe and so on.
I'll film it.
Cool.
I'll film it, Diana.
Okay.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be. It's very cinematic.
Then we'll turn it into some apocalyptic, spy thing, so that we get the commercial market. So we get the commercial market beside the NPR
24-month bestseller.
Yeah. All right. Well, tell us about your feeling. We're beating each other. Well, you can't see this,
right?
But you're going to hear it. 2 days ago on the show, Mark and our intern got into it a little bit over Little Eddie's snow job and the Prism expose and all of that. And yesterday we had video. We caught video of it. And well, let's play the video. It's about 8 seconds. You have it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
8 seconds.
You'll hear it. Then I'll tell you what you what was playing.
Okay.
What
That's
video?
impressive.
The video was Rodan and Godzilla ripping each other's faces off.
And the intern won.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
So, but Mark is a rather large guy, as is our intern. So somebody got some great footage of 2 Cro-Magnon dinosaur things.
Now we're Cro-Magnums.
Yeah, whatever.
Now we're Cro-Magnums. Okay.
All right, what are your thoughts?
I'm just
now,
letting he's trying to put you in that Cro-Magnon category right now, Diana. Just warning you.
On this day.
No, I'm ready. Well, here's the thing. I tend to look at this from probably a step backwards from most people who are commenting on it. The idea that we need this, what they call now a surveillance state, to protect us from, or to prevent another 9/11 from happening, is a lie.
Check.
It has nothing to do with preventing another 9/11 from happening. If that were the government's intention, they wouldn't have to listen to a single call or read a single email. We would secure our borders. We would stop Islamic immigration. We would prevent Sharia dictatorships from funding academia, banking, media, and so on. We would prevent travel into these jihad nations, and certainly back from jihad nations like Pakistan or Chechnya. We would cancel educational visas. They have thousands of them from Saudi Arabia. We would actually decide that yes, we are in a state of war, that Islam is in one of its repeat historical cycles of conquest, and that we have a job to protect our constitution.
50,000 watts of Islamophobia.
Exactly. And in order to protect the Constitution from jihad and from these vectors of Sharia aimed at its heart, it is not necessary to turn 300 million people into possible suspects. And indeed, if you look at what the government has done, as you well know and have chronicled, it has scrubbed and eliminated all study, all thought, all words having anything to do with these issues of jihad or Sharia from the analysis, from the analysts, from the military, from the security agencies. So naturally, once you blind everyone, and we can discuss the Islamic penetration that would seem to have contributed to that, you are going to have this surveillance state rise up that is simply really there to A, enforce this ideology that Islam is not a problem, that everyone's a suspect, and try to tamp down as much violence as they can, even from people who object to the ideology, Tea Party, Christian groups, Jewish groups, and so on, who may be causing trouble in terms of swallowing this series of big lies that this entire state is now based upon. And then we get back to the constitutional issue. I do believe the Fourth Amendment has been trashed. So that is sort of my perspective on this incredible event whereby Edward Snowden released this information that has really made it clear that the United States government is surveilling everyone all the time right now. They're watching us.
This is the reason I love Diana. Now, hold on. The government would
she
never
didn't answer the question.
The government would never, in a million years, target a group of people with supreme overlording power to come after them in any way, shape, or form.
Diana,
we won't talk about the IRS. Now.
Everything you just said, except the last statement about the Fourth Amendment, everything you said, I personally agree with. That you have a universe, a defined universe of a couple of million people, and 99.9% of the problem comes from that universe. And then you, for the sake of whatever foolish, psychotic, multicultural insanity, you can justify it. You pick a whole nother universe and expend massive amount of money and time and energy and blood and sweat and war and all that because you don't want to offend a couple of million people in wartime. That's a fait accompli. I mean, we all agree with that. I do have a take issue with your Fourth Amendment question. But before we do that, I had a poll here yesterday on the show, which led to a fist fight in here, basically. But I asked, what is your position? I asked everybody in the studio. Mm-hmm. Do you think Eddie Snowden, little Eddie Snowjob, I call him, do you think he is a hero or a traitor? The question to you, Diane, is he a hero or a traitor?
I don't think he's a traitor. I don't know that we will, in the end, look on him as a hero. But here's the thing. I think I would definitely click. I have actually voted in the Fox poll. I have voted on the hero side. So that
I am shocked. You're the one who found American betrayal, but you're seeing him as a whistleblower. But again.
You can look on him almost as a defector from this massive surveillance state that I don't consider in all patriotic or heroic. I feel like we have been betrayed by this same government. This is the government that's putting over the big lies about Islam that we're talking about. And it's not simply to avoid offending these people. It is to preserve their ideology, which is Marx-based. Universalism, this notion that we are all the same, that no peoples are different, that no religions are different. It is this incredible social engineering monstrosity that is essentially based in Marxism-Leninism. That is what has corrupted us, as I write in this book, American Betrayal. Our whole mindset, whether you're on the right of the political spectrum or the left, this is very pervasive. And at this point, I think that what many of these leaders, these men, mainly men in our government, are doing is preserving their own beliefs that we are all the same. If we go back to George Bush and Tony Blair, when they were talking about Iraq and how it was, it was essentially, in effect, some kind of racism to imagine that the Muslims in the Islamic world would not embrace our set of values rather than seeing that there were differences. And again, this is the Universalist creed. This is what has been advanced in our government, and this is what is so dovetails with the whole Islamic agenda. This notion of universalism by fiat, by state control. And I think that when you look at Snowden, we don't really know a whole lot ultimately about him. I think that in America today, it is impossible to expect a child raised in our school system, unless they've been taken out of the school system, to be anything else but think of himself as a citizen of the world, as he says it. He's against the whole information superstate, which I can agree with. But in terms of looking at him and seeing someone of the caliber of some of the heroes in my own book from the previous generation, we don't make them as a rule. We are all creatures of this incredible multicultural nation, which is ultimately Marxism-Leninism. And going back to his motivations, we don't know, is he a little nutty? Is he working for Chinese? Will he take refuge in Russia? I mean, it's hard to know whether that will look heroic to us if one of those things happen. Is he very naive? He must be. He believed Obama back in 2008. He's young-ish.
Hey, there you go.
All of these things, it's hard to really, come down and say, hero. I mean, I reserve that word for, George Washington. I would not put him in that kind of company, obviously. I find the act heroic of walking away, of taking this action to expose something that I do believe is a threat to liberty, much more so than I believe shutting up and being a good soldier and staying inside. And when people say, why didn't he go through the system? Why didn't he become, well, does Congress actually pay attention to whistleblowers? I mean, is an inspector general going to listen to concerns about this? We have massive government surveillance. It is not Stasi, but it is the infrastructure of Stasi. Okay. How, after the IRS scandal, can we not be completely convinced it will be targeting people like us,
right,
the Tea Party, and so on? So I think that this is a very important debate to have, and I think I would like to see all of this, put out there and investigated. And I think in the end, I think didn't Daniel Ellsberg have to go to court and then it was dismissed because of government malfeasance? I've been trying to look up some of that old history. It isn't that he shouldn't be punished, perhaps, I don't know, but this is all kind of happening, and it's hard to have a snap judgment on every piece of it.
I think he should be punished.
Ultimately, I am thrilled that PRISM was exposed. I'm thrilled that the Verizon surveillance of 300 million or however many people it was exposed. It may be too late. It may be too late.
What we'll do, I think next week, because we got to let you go now. We have our guest from Israel coming in to finish up this Friday. I think what we'll do, because it's so important.
Can we have her back next week?
I think so, and we'll get 2 or 3 other people and Skype them in together. Do like a panel, have a discussion.
We'll have a little panel session.
Because
all Islamophobes.
There's 2 issues.
All Islamophobes.
There's 2 issues. You guys love this. We're destroying ourselves. We're creating our own systems to eat ourselves.
Yeah.
I could not.
I mean, it reminds me of like Rome. What did Rome do? They fell from within.
Yeah. Well, so we will continue this conversation debate with Diana West and some others next week. But right now, Diana, you have a wonderful weekend. We have to say goodbye to you.
We love you.
We love you. Thank you very much.
I'm glad you're right, Diana. Thank you for being right.
See you later. See, I ended on her having the last word. But next week we'll talk about it. All right, goodbye. See you, Diana. Let's do a little show ID here. Tom Trento on the 14th, Flag Day. Make sure you fly your flags today. Well, it's almost evening, isn't it? We'll fly it over the weekend. You should have a flag up anyway.
What's your girlfriend's birthday?
That's right. Today's my old...
Hey, Linda Vecchio.
Linda Vecchio. What are you doing, Vecchio?
Hey, happy birthday, Linda.
Check her out on Facebook.
Oh, it's Flag Day.
Yeah.
It's Friday. Yeah, very right.
It's Freaky Friday Flag Day.
Juma Freaky Friday. That's right.
We got everything going on today. But we're on WNN 1470. You're driving in your automobiles right now on I-95 and Military and other places. South Florida, even Central Florida. This signal goes up to Orlando on a good day. We thank you for tuning in. And on the television side, TrentoVision.tv. At what time may it be?
The time
now is 5:40. Excuse me, the time man will give the time.
It's
5:40.
5:40 in the afternoon on Friday, and we welcome our special guest. Skyping in from somewhere in Israel. Let's give Ron Wexler a round of applause.
All right, Ronnie.
There he is, Ronnie. How you doing, Ronnie?
Guys,
Doing good.
We'll have a little delay because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
going
yeah.
overseas.
Going off
connection.
Yeah, we're going over those internet stinks. Hey, I'm going to turn your video off on our side, Ronnie.
Actually,
So
no, it wasn't that. It was the sound man forgot to turn the volume off.
I'm going to turn his video off for him. So
Yeah, you won't see me, Ron. So we preserve. We're going to preserve.
Oh, we lost him.
Did we
No.
lose-
Leave your video on, Ronnie. Put your video back on, please. Okay.
Lost in the Hebrew translation.
All right. I don't know. Can we still hear Ronnie?
Hey, look, for all of you folks coming on,
We're bringing back.
for all of you folks coming on this trip,
Oh, there he is.
and you
Okay.
need to go to TrentoVision.tv. And
I can't see you.
Yeah,
Tom,
that's okay.
the
That's
email-
okay. That's
the-
okay.
The email is tom@TrentoVision.tv. Let us know if you're coming. And for all of you, Ronnie's going to tell you, you don't have to learn Hebrew.
I
'cause
don't know if you can hear me or see me.
Yes.
We
Yes.
hear you just
Well,
fine.
let
I
me-
cannot hear or see you.
Well, it's going to be hard for everybody talking with the delay. Ron, can you hear me? Ronnie, can you hear me?
Okay. We'll bring up the connection again. Go ahead.
All right.
All right. Go ahead.
What I was saying was, for all of you folks that are coming on this trip, and we need you to make that decision. Today's the 14th June 2013. We're leaving in about, 100 days, something like that. And the cost is just about $4,000. Right now, that's airfare, that's 10 days, all your transportation, all your food, everything, all the fees to go to the different places.
Hello?
Yeah, Ron, this is
We
Tom.
got you back. Okay.
This is Tom. Can you hear me?
I can hardly hear you. No.
Okay. Well, let's see. Well, we're going to let you do most of the talking. Can you hear me sufficiently over all these miles?
Okay.
Good? All right, Ron. Yeah, what we want you to do is give us an update on the trip. What are you doing over there, and how are things going for our September-October trip?
Well, I've been here for the last months, and I can tell you that everybody is ready for the groups to come. Spend time in Jerusalem and Galilee. Have all the speakers lined up. Matter of fact, I'm in Haifa at the moment, and I'm meeting with some people. At the moment, I'm going to end this conversation. It looks great. Israel is in a great position now. We hear all kinds of nonsense on the news. I've been watching CNN, Fox News, even Sky is telling me stories about the very place I'm at. And if I was in the United States or in England, I would be kind of scared to come to Israel. But here I am, and nothing of what they're talking about is actually in existence. I was in the Golan Heights last week when they told me that some of the rebels took part of the section in the Golan Heights that usually is maintained by the United Nations. Haven't seen a thing. None of my friends that are stationed there told me that any of that is actually true. It's a great place. We're having a great time here. Economy in Israel is greater than any other place in Europe today. I don't want to talk much about the United States, but we're doing great, and we're waiting for the groups. We are here. We would like to give you an analysis when you are here. We would like to introduce you to some of the speakers when you're here. We have people from the army. We have people from the Knesset. We have people from government. We have people from the security divisions here. So we will have a trip second to none. Of course, everybody wants to see the places known in Israel to every tourist. We will do that as well. As a matter of fact, we will cover Israel from top to bottom, from east to west. We'll have a great time. We actually, as you know, we start in Tel Aviv, where I usually live when I'm in Israel. And we will have a great time going on the promenade there and get to understand what Tel Aviv is all about, and Jaffa. and from there we're going to Haifa, where I'm at now. I was at dinner with some naval officers and was invited to the port to see a brand new ship being brought into the Navy. And it looks like the kids that are manning the ship, all of them 19, 20 years old, know exactly what they need to do. So it will be fun, to get the group to Israel, to introduce them to my friends, to show them the soldiers of Israel, all our babies, they're all our children. I want you to know, I took my car from Tel Aviv to Haifa, and there were some hitchhikers near Herzliya, which is a suburb of Tel Aviv. There are 3 soldiers. So here I am stopping the car, and 3 soldiers come in with each and every one of them with a short rifle, with 2 magazines attached to it. And they're all looking at me. I'm looking at them. What's he doing? Where are you going? And all of them were like 18, 19 years old. And I'm looking at them and I'm saying, wow, bunch of men. And yet they're babies. And we had a lot of fun talking to each other. I had a group here of Christian friends also just about 3 weeks ago. And we went to the place, the memorial place in Latrun, where the tank division has its memorial place. And unfortunately, there's a big wall there with many names of those who are fallen for my divisions, 4,300 of them since the creation of the state. And we laid wreaths, and I'd like to do it with your group when you come here.
That would be great.
It will mean a lot to me. And but we have a lot of fun here. It's great. The weather is excellent every day. I was kidding with my friends here. On the news, nobody should tell what the weather should be. They should just say, as it was yesterday, and just go along, because every day is a great day. I haven't seen a cloud in the sky in the last months, and from my view in Tel Aviv, I see the beach, and everybody is having fun. So whatever people talk about Israel, whatever they talk about the Middle East, doesn't really exist. You come to Israel, you have fun. And that's what I want people to know. We are here waiting for you.
Hey, Ron, what we this whole week we had a 5-part series. Today's Friday, June 14th, 2013. And the 5-part series was entitled Israel in the Line of Fire. And we said basically that there are enemies in the world that do not like Israel, and there are even friends who do not like Israel. So it's metaphorically and realistically in the line of fire. And if you want to know what this is about, if you are a pro-American patriot, if you are a Christian Zionist, if you are a Jewish person that wants to understand, you haven't been to Israel, you want to understand the nation and your roots, this is the trip to go on because it's multifaceted. It has the religious component with Bill Murray, who's a pastor. It has the historic component with Bill Federer, who's a historian. The national security component with Frank Gaffney, myself. And then all the expert people, and we want to hear about those who are going to be in Israel. But we found 3 reasons, Ron, why people may be hesitant to go to Israel. And we addressed each of those 3. And I'd like you to quickly address each of the 3 reasons. There's people out there that want to come, but they may have either a medical condition, not serious, they can travel, but you're always worried about the country you go to and the medical care in that country. How is the medical care in Israel?
I think that if you're sick in America and you want to get well, you come to Israel, to a hospital in Israel. Israel has top hospitals, top doctors. As you know, many doctors in the United States are Jewish. So here all the doctors are Jewish. And we have a great system. I wouldn't worry a bit about it. Medication actually is manufactured here. Teva, one of the biggest medical supplier in the world, is in Israel. No, I would say that if you're sick and you're worried about that, then that shouldn't stop you. Israel is a great place. Just bring your prescriptions so you can fill them in Israel. That's about it. So
All right,
everybody should rest assured that Israel is okay.
The second reason that we saw that some people may be hesitant to come, they want to come, but they're afraid. They're afraid that bombs are going to fall on them, or suicide bombers, or nuclear bombs, all of that. You addressed that a little bit earlier, but take 30 seconds or a minute to alleviate their fear about traveling around Israel.
Israel didn't have a terrorist attack. Israel didn't have a terrorist incident in the last 2.5 years. Ever since the separation wall was erected, it came down to zero. So I'll be safer to walk in the streets of Jerusalem or Tel Aviv than in the streets of Miami or West Palm Beach.
All right, the third reason that people may be hesitant to come, they want to come, and this is the main reason. It's, I just don't have the money. And we've been telling them, go find the money. Tell us a little bit about the cost of this trip.
Well, the trip is combined with airfare, comes to about $4,000. I know many people that to the last moment didn't know whether they have the money or not. And some miraculously they had the money and went. So I would leave it to the. I'm not the pastor here. No, can I talk as a rabbi on this station at the moment? But I would say if you really want to go, lay down to the feet of the Lord, and money will come. If there was the only trip that you can have, then this one you should have.
Amen. I will second Ronnie's fact that when you go to Israel, and I've been in many different places in the world, when you go to Israel, there's a uniqueness to it. There is a supernatural component, and maybe because it is the center of two of the world's religions. The third one kind of just jumped on there, the Islamic faith. That was Jerusalem and Israel was never the center of Islam, but it is a significant concern for Islam now. And
because there are Jews there.
Because there are Jews there, yeah. That's Imam Abdullah, our Imam here. But when you go to Israel, it has a whole different dynamic. And the trip I went on last year did not have a religious component. It was a national security behind the scenes tour. And as a Christian, somebody who's interested in spiritual things, that wasn't the trip for that per se. But you can't go through, the Via Dolorosa. You can't go through the Mount of Olives without sensing the uniqueness of Judaism and Christianity. So if the money is an obstacle, folks, bring it before God and let God prove himself faithful to you to help you raise it. That doesn't mean you don't do something. Have a garage sale. If you're in a church, ask your friends to donate money to you to get you on this trip, and then you'll be a liaison between the United West and that church as we organize to stand with Israel in the days ahead if there's going to be difficult times globally. So, hey, Ron, we got a couple of minutes left. Tell the folks who some of the top-notch Israeli experts, who they are and what they're going to be talking about. And not only this fun trip, not only this historic trip, but this educational trip.
Well, we have great teachers. We have great analysis. We have a member of Knesset. We have member of Parliament.
Wow.
We have a cross section of speakers that will speak to us on location and in the hotels. This trip, you come to Israel for the first time, you'll understand the Middle East in a way you never thought you could. And one thing I can say that even though we're traveling in Jerusalem, Via Dolorosa, and all these places, you feel absolutely secured. You are in Jerusalem, and you can never tell that there's a problem in the city. Right now in Jerusalem, there's the Festival of Light. There was a million people traveling to Jerusalem yesterday alone.
You know what I heard, Ronnie? I heard that I am a former race car driver, and I've actually raced Ferraris.
Vroom, vroom.
I heard that there was a Ferrari event in Jerusalem like this weekend or something. Are you familiar with that?
It's coming up in 10 days,
10
and
days.
a big section of the city is going to be the track, and seats are erected. Actually, between the Jaffa Gate and all the way around the city, it's going to be an amazing sight. It's Formula One. It's Formula One.
It's a Formula One Ferrari.
Really?
And it's
I didn't know about
Ferrari
this.
event.
I didn't know about this.
It's not one of the Formula One races.
Right.
They take years and years. But this is sort of a pre-race to that, but it's a big Ferrari event. Now, where he's talking about the gates of Jaffa, this is a city that's 4,000 years old.
Right.
And the most highly technological automobiles on the face of the planet are going to be zooming by walls that are 4,000 years old. That's the uniqueness of Jerusalem, the old and the new. And you got to come on this
And
trip.
this is the reason we need donations. We got to get our Ferrari F40 over
We got to
there.
get the
that's right.
F40,
We gotta get-
F50 now.
Yeah, I
F50
know.
now.
I like the F40 better.
Oh, you like the older
Yeah,
one?
it's about $1.2 million.
Yeah.
You know,
If you can find them, yeah.
it's right in the garage.
All right,
baby.
Ron, we have 1 minute left with you on the show. What do people need to do right now? I know the deadline is approaching. What do they need to do? Close the deal, Ron
They need
Wexler.
They need to register. They need to go online or call the number. Please give them the number. I don't have it in front of me. And have them call. Have they call the 800 number or go online or on your website and register. Register today. We're closing registration in 3 weeks.
Okay, folks, that's our week, our 5-part series, Israel in the Line of Fire. And we've said that this unique country has the capability to stand on its own, but the United States is its national security partner, and there's so many connections with Israel. And the days ahead can be very interesting as Iran is getting a little pesky, and as we're going to be pulling out of Afghanistan. So the United West is putting a team of people together to travel to Israel to get this briefing, led by Ron Wexler, who's been doing it for 32 years. He's taken over 100,000 people there. And then when we get over there, we're going to learn a tremendous amount. We're going to have a great time. We're going to come back. We're going to organize here, whether from your synagogues or your churches. It's not just go to a trip and then disappear. We're going to all stay together, organize, and stand with Israel. You need to contact Tom at TrentoVision.tv, if we can put that up. Tom at TrentoVision.tv. Tell me, yes, you want to go. I'll send you all the information, and let's get that done in this weekend. Ron, you have a great time in Israel. We'll talk to you in a week or so and get another update, okay?
Thank you very much, and God bless you.
God bless you, too.
too, Ron.
And God bless everybody. Have a great weekend.